Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of ATM 10 to the Sky. And in between episodes, I sifted up a bunch of gravel and a bunch of dust. So we've got a bunch of materials now. Especially because, yeah, our diamond reserve was getting pretty low, so I also wanted to deal with that in between episodes. So we definitely did. And then I had to turn these into diamond because I was getting so much. To be fair, I want to say it was 18 three times blocks, and yeah, that was, I meant, no, it was 18 four times blocks, and that was it. Yeah, I spent a couple hours last night sifting up all that stuff, but it's all good because now we have a bunch of materials to make use of. But my goal for today is to never have to do that again because that was awful. So I think our plan for today is to finally get our auto sifter set up. Oh, and then the other thing is, if you see behind me, we went ahead and upgraded our pipes to the next tier, which is just with the enriched diamonds from the infused alloy. So yeah, we go ahead and got those, and then there's only one more tier to, well, ordinarily for mechanism, there's only one more tier to go, but then we do have mechanism extras, but we're a ways off from that because so once we get to the atomic alloy, it's going to be this one, enriched radiance, and the radiance is pretty much kind of a little bit of a pain to get because you got to get the dust, and you got to get radium oxide with glowstone dust and an osmium compressor, and then yeah, yellow cake uranium and an uranium oxide, and then iridium agate. But yeah, so it's like a whole process, and I don't plan on doing that anytime soon. But anyway, now that we're doing this, I want to go ahead and get our... So, the one thing I do want to do really quick, too, is I want to figure out Flux networks, because I don't... Our power is here, but I don't necessarily want to put our auto sifters right here, because it's already getting clumped up, and there's a bunch of stuff here, and it's already getting pretty crazy. So, what I want to go ahead and do is put it somewhere else, and I think I want to put it on this wall right here. Because then we can basically just kind of throw them right down here, and then it'll just go into a storage system. Well, probably just some chests with some stack upgrades like this guy right here. Because we definitely have enough materials to make stack upgrades now, that's for sure. But yeah, I'm going to clean up this wall real quick, and I'll be right back with you. Alright, so I cleared it up, and now what we can do is, with all of our materials here, go ahead and we need to make 9 of these hammers. And then we can go ahead and make 9 of these flux hammers. Oh, nope, ran out of glass panes. Now we can make... There we go. So now we have 9 flux hammers. And we're going to make 6 of these flux sieves. Alright, so now that we have our all of our pieces and parts, we got our flux sieves, we got our hammers, we got our chest, let's go ahead and lay this out. So, and I'm thinking we're going to go gravel, sand, dust, and then probably have the other ones set up over here, just to have them all in kind of a centered location. And then we're going to go ahead and use these. There we go, that's nice. And then we'll put sieves on top of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the final 2. And then we need to go ahead and throw our meshes in these. And so these guys will automatically deposit below. But unfortunately, the hammers are not as nice, which is kind of silly, obviously. But we'll put one there because we're going to want to crush cobblestone once for gravel. And then for sand, we're going to have to crush it twice, so we'll put 2 there. And then for dust, we're going to need to do it 3 times, so we'll put it there. And then we'll just put 1, 2, and 3. But if you hold any sort of the hammers, you'll see this blue little thing, and that's the blue dot is the output. And what you can do is if you sneak and click on a different part, you can change where it outputs to. So now that'll just output straight to the bottom. This one too, same with this guy, same with this guy, Same with all these, let's just be honest. And, uh-oh. And there we go. So now these guys are all going to need power, and obviously our power cables are over there. So that doesn't work very well for us. So what we're going to do is create a Flux network. And what a Flux network is if we go ahead and grab some of our obsidian. Also, yeah, I have been sitting here AFK for a while, so yeah, 32 hours. But we got plenty of everything built up. We're, man, we were just chilling on everything. But anyway, if we go ahead and grab up some of our obsidian, we can make ourselves a compressed block. And then above it, we'll go ahead and we'll do it. Yeah, we'll do it right here. So if we put the compressed obsidian right there, and then just above it, we put a normal piece of obsidian, and we grab ourselves a bunch of redstone, and we throw them on that block, right? Oh, let's try and get the aim a little bit better. Sure. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and punch this thing. Boom! Smushes it. And now we have ourselves flux dust. And so with the flux dust, we can go ahead and make ourselves this flux controller, as well as some flux blocks, flux core. And what we can do with all that stuff is we can make ourselves this. Stores energy for a flux network. And basically, this is now, it's wireless power is what it is. So we now have the ability to basically pull power from either our cables or from our magnetic generator directly. And we'll throw it into these guys over here. But let me go ahead and build up all of our parts and pieces for this, and we can go ahead and get that all started. Well, I ran into a problem almost immediately. What I need to do to make these guys is I need to have Eyes of Ender. Now, the blaze powder isn't necessarily an issue. We got plenty of that, but the ender pearls are. But in order to get ender pearls and even chances of Eye of Enders, we can go ahead and sift endstone. However, to get endstone, we have a couple of different options. We can either use an extractor on some sort of purple pillar or purple block and endstone to get one endstone every 1.5 seconds. We can use a block generator with a lava that the source block will be consumed, so we'll use our same trick that we have with our obsidian going on over there, in witch water, with a piece of glowstone underneath. To get the witch water, we'll put a water in a barrel on top of mycelium, and then mycelium will then turn it into witch water. So, we can either do that, or finally, we can put lava in a barrel and click it with glowstone dust, and we can get it that way as well. Which I think we're going to have to do it this way to at least get our first couple pieces. But I believe that this will probably be our best way, which means we need to go ahead and get started on making some witch water really quick. Which means that we need to grab some dirt and sieve it. So I have 24 dirt, so I'm really hoping that I get some mycelium spores from this. Like, really, really, really hoping. Okay, bet I see some right there. Okay. Woo! Let's go ahead and throw this in here. Okay, so for our mycelium spores, yep, we got 4 of them. And I did save 2 pieces of dirt. Oh, where'd they go? Okay, right there. Which, really quickly, I do want to grab some gravel. Wait, did I see some in there? No, that was stone. Because I want some gravel because I want to duplicate this dirt really quickly because I think it is my last little bit of dirt and I don't want to waste it. And we'll throw the rest of this in here. Boom, boom, boom. Alright, there we go. But yeah, so let's go ahead and make up some coarse dirt. Come on, stop it. And what we can do with this is, if we just go ahead and make ourselves a hoe real quick, we're going to go ahead and make an emerald one. We can go ahead and place down this dirt. Then we can hoe it. It'll turn into dirt. We can pick it back up and continue the process of basically just duplicate our dirt with gravel. Because now we have 8. And do it again. Dirt. Grab it. And we'll just continue this process for a little bit until we got at least a good little bit of dirt, you know? Alright, so I made 2 stacks of dirt. We're going to keep one of them. Let's go ahead and put... I think we'll just go ahead and put it right here. And we'll put our piece of dirt right here. And we'll use our spore. And then we can put our oak barrel right there. And then grab a bucket of water. And if we throw it in here, we'll see at the top of our screen, it's saying progress, and it's going to turn into witch water. So we'll get our witch water, and then in the meantime, we'll go ahead and make a stone barrel, because I don't think I ever made one. No, I did not. And that'll give us a stone barrel that can actually handle holding lava in it. And then I think for the easiest thing, we'll just put it right there, and then these pipes will automatically push the lava in here, and we'll grab ourselves some glowstone dust. And that is fast. That's awesome. Though I don't think my lava supply will last like that, so we'll just go make it stack and we'll call it good there, because... Oh, we said 86 buckets. Okay. Well, either way. But now that we have some end stone... And actually, I think we have plenty of obsidian. I don't think we're going to need any more of this for a long time. So I think we can go ahead and break this block underneath, and we'll go ahead and turn this into our end stone generator. Oh man, you gotta love how long it takes to mine a piece of obsidian. There we go. Yeah, I'll just throw it right back in there. So, what I'll do is we'll grab this drawer, and hopefully it won't fall in the lava, because that would make me cry. We can go ahead and we'll put it right there for now. I don't know, put that there. So, now that we have this, we're gonna need witch water, so we're gonna need to break this. And we'll grab that. And we'll just go ahead and... Boom, it's already rich water. So we'll grab that, and we'll swap those out. We'll put that right there. Boom. And we need our glowstone. And we'll put that guy there. We'll take the cobblestone out of it. And then we just need another drawer. Which I believe I should have a spare one in here. And yeah, we even have a compacting drawer available to us. Which is perfect, because if we put this guy here, boom. And we'll start gaining all that up. Perfect. And we'll go ahead and lock it real quick too. I believe my tools are right here. Yes. We'll link it. And we'll also link that new one. And then we'll go ahead and lock this guy. We'll just go ahead and grab this 12, and we'll sift this up, and hopefully we can get some ender pearls and some eyes of ender, because we need it desperately. Because I am really tired of doing this by hand, you know what I mean? Anyway, we'll go ahead and get to it. And give me all this goodies. So, not too many, but, I mean, hey. We now have infinite, so hopefully that'll build up quickly, but, yeah, kind of sucks with the lava being like that. And let's make some flux cores. Gives us 32 of them. We can make some flux blocks. That'll give us 8. And then we need our glass pieces. Get those. And... Okay, hold up. I need to make some inventory space. I just grabbed too much for... Oh, lordy. There we go. And boom, now we have our basic flux storage, and then we're also going to need to make this guy, the flux controller. So we're going to need to make 3 more blocks, which, let's grab some... We have 15 pearls. Let's grab 15 blaze powder. And we can make some more blocks. There we go, 60. And now I can make a bunch of these guys. 17, that's not bad. And, oh, I needed one more. No! And then we'll do that. So 48, and then I can make 8 more of our... Oh. I need more panes. Let's go ahead and make 32 this time. And... So, if I remember right... Oh, no, you idiot! Why did you make 2 of those? Okay, well, we don't need 2 of those, so we'll go ahead and throw that away. I was trying to make another one of these guys, but, you know, whatever. But anyway, so now that we have 8 of these, I need it, yeah, anyway. If we go ahead and combine 6 of them, we can make the next tier, which is 16 million FE that it holds. And then we'll just add the other 4 million from these 2, as well as our Flux controller. And now the only other thing we need is we need to make Flux points and Flux plugs. Alright, let's go ahead and make these. Make 10 of those, and I only really need 1 Flux plug for right now. And now, all we have to do is we'll grab our Flux plug, we'll put it on this guy, we'll create ourselves a new network, so let's be mine, and I want it to be red. There we go. And then, oh, that's right. And then we have to actually select it, so there we go. But it's not going anywhere because it has nowhere to go because I haven't set up the storage for it. So if we go ahead and I think I want to put this somewhere a little bit easier to grab. Oh, there we go. So yeah, if we throw a Herculean storage here, we'll put this here and we'll see the FE going in. Oh, we can go ahead and change that so it can pull more than 1.2. There we go. But now it's full. We have 16 million FE in there. And then I think what I'll do is I'll go ahead and throw our little 2 guys here right now as well. And we'll just throw those guys right here and here. We'll turn that on and we'll turn this guy on. And you can actually see now that, yeah, it just pulled a crap ton of FE from our magnetic generator. And then we'll grab our Flux controller and we'll set this guy up as well. Because this guy can allow wireless charging. And boom. So now if I ever have anything that requires FE, it'll charge, it'll just wirelessly charge it, and then I'll have to worry about charging it myself, right? And I will keep that sapling, that's really nice. But, now that we have that set up, we can go ahead and grab our Flux points, as well as our, I believe I put them over here? Yes. As well as our cables. And all we have to do is set all these guys up. So we'll throw a Flux point right here. We'll set it to our network, and as you can see, it's now charging the hammer. And now we just need to spread out these cables on everything so that it's all getting power. So there we go. That's solved. There we go. Done with that. So now these are all powered. Now they actually need to get their now all they need to do is get their stuff. And each one of these 3 on the side here are going to need cobblestone in their top respective Flux hammer to get these guys to work right. So let me change gears here, grab a couple of different new items, and we'll get started on that. Alright, so I think I have my plan. So behind here, we're going to go ahead and put our water blocks on this side, our lava blocks on this side, and we're going to have a generator for each of our things. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go one step further, and we're going to go ahead and make the netherite ones. Oh, accidentally hit my auto clicker. And there we go. So now we have the netherite ones. And I'm going to be short just a couple blocks. I meant just a couple buckets. So let's go ahead and grab one more bucket of lava. And one more bucket of water. And then I also want to grab one of our... Do I not have it? I swear I keep using all these copycat panels so fast, it just... Yeah. You know. And we got our copycat panel. So, what I'm going to do is we're going to put that right there. And put our water right there. I mean our glass, sorry. And now we'll put our water right there. We'll do that. Because, yeah, I can just break these guys up here real quick, and then we can, Oh, man, I'm not... Yeah, we'll just break the top block. We're not good. So, yeah, these are actually... These to take... I think they gave it the same... Yeah, it takes forever to break these. Is basically my whole point. But anyway, we'll go ahead and put our water on this side. And then we'll put our lava in. Go ahead and put these back up here. Now they're all producing lava, and then I don't think I can auto-export straight from these. So what we're going to do is we'll grab some buffer inventories, basically. And then we'll also grab our logistical cables. And all we have to do is throw these guys right, each one of these guys right here. And then we can just go ahead and from each one... Oh, right there. So. I don't want it to go into there. Because each line is for itself. Nope. Nope. There we go. And then the final one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up and over. Alright, and then we can just disconnect these guys right here too. And then, so now that we have them all set up... Oh, we don't want it to go in there either. And we can go ahead and set... Oh, man. We don't want it to be a color. I don't know exactly what that's for, but hey, you know. But either way, so... We'll set that to push. We'll set this one to push. We'll set this one to push. Now we just need to set this side to pull. And there we go. Which is not being filled. Why is that one not being filled? There we go. That was being weird. But now they're all full, and they all have power, and they're very slow. But every little bit, it'll make up those, it'll make a piece of gravel, it'll go down, and it'll start to collect us up our stuff. And this one's going to be our dust, our sand, and our gravel. And so now that we have these going, we're pretty much set. The only other thing I want to do is... Because we don't have that much power, I don't want to provide upgrades for these guys yet, but they do have them, and they make them very, very OP, but they also make them very, very power hungry. So we're going to go ahead and leave them like this for now. And then I suppose while we're here, because we already have our setups right here and right here, I don't see why we don't just move them back here and just throw them in right here as well. So let's go ahead and do that really quick. Okay, so I think I finally got it figured out. With a couple of reiterations and redesigns, we got it figured out. So what I got going on is obviously we have our first 3 going on, and we're collecting up stuff as we were building this. But over here is where things get interesting. So we have our netherrack one right here. And what we did is, if I get up here, we have our 2 pieces of lava back here with our netherrack generator, and it's just going to be right there. Netherrack gets pulled and put into this first one, where it'll then get, you know, slowly crushed and then sifted. And then for our blackstone, it's currently empty, and that's a locked drawer with a pipe being pulled out of the bottom of our netherrack one, and that's because we're going to get a lot of blackstone pebbles, And so I have this. We're going to turn it off real quick. And we're going to can do compact anything, and we're going to make an allow list. And we're going to put our blackstone pebbles in it. And then that should make it so whenever we see those, it'll make our blackstone, and then our blackstone will immediately get taken and put into that that chest, that drawer back there, and it'll get recycled and put into here. And then our blackstone will go and get sifted and all that. And then boom, look, we already got some ancient debris. And then we also have some more blackstone from here. And what I think I might do is, oh, really quickly, we're going to go ahead and turn these into diamond chest as well. But what I might do is make a hopper upgrade and push the blackstone pebbles over to the left back into here so that it'll just kind of keep recycling those, right? And then for our endstone one, we just went ahead and moved this over here, and we're using the lava from the netherrack setup and having it flow into this guy with our witch water right here. And then I guess the other thing I can do really quickly, just to separate out our... Boom. There we go. Just to make it look a little nicer. And then what I'm going to do is we have something called camo. And I'm going to have to farm up some supplies for this. But once we get all of these, I can make these guys. And we can make some camo blocks to basically hide all of our cables and our stuff back here. Because this is pretty darn ugly, that's for sure. But at least we figured out a lot of it. And I guess I suppose I can also just go ahead and grab all this and we can just throw it in there. There we go. But now that we have all that set up, we'll be collecting up all of the goodies. And the other thing I want to do is I want to make stack upgrades and compression upgrades for some of the items in here, just like how we have this guy for our blackstone. I want to make them for all of our ore chunks as well, so that I don't have to manually craft those ever again, because that's always a pain in the butt, right? Even though the Shift C compression works great, however, I just don't want to do it anymore. It's just, I'm over it. But we'll go ahead and add 2, and this guy. We'll turn it off real quick so we don't want it doing anything that we don't want it to. Make it an allow list, and we'll go ahead and add each one of our guys. Osmium, iron, aluminum, gold, tin, copper, zinc, silver, lead, and nickel. I added tin, right? Yeah, tin's right there. And now if we go ahead and turn this on, whenever they get more, they'll start turning into their ores. And with the stack upgrades, they can now hold 16,000 items in each cell. And we'll go ahead and store it by count, because, I don't know, I just like it that way. So we'll go ahead and throw 2 in here. And then I want to... Is this the one I want compression? Yes. But I also want... I'm going to want another compression upgrade, so... But we'll throw 2 of those in here. There's that. Boom. Oh, wait. I don't want the compression upgrade in this one. I want it in this one. Because I want to turn these nuggets into their ingots. And I believe that's all I care about in this one. Oh, I suppose flint. So yeah, we'll compress those, we'll compress the iron nuggets, and then if we ever do get enough allthemodium nuggets, we'll compress those as well. So, sweet, good to go there. Good to go there. Oh, I'm being silly. Yeah, you can click them on like that. There we go. We'll put our blackstone and our iron nuggets in this as well. I mean, allthemodium nuggets, sorry. And otherwise, while we're here, let's go ahead and make a hopper upgrade. And there we go. Now we have an advanced hopper upgrade, which we're going to want to put in, yep, this guy. We're going to turn it off for a second because we have to do some configuring. And we want it to go to the left of the item. We're going to want it to push said things. And I want it to push the black stone as an allow list. Push it to the left. Or is it this one down here? I think, I don't know. We'll do this as well and put that there. Now if I turn that on, yep, that was going in there. How sweet. So now we have a perfect recycling system as well. And yeah, no, that's so perfect. So with that, we'll go ahead and start building up a whole bunch of materials. And then, you know what? I will go ahead and set these guys to push as well. It doesn't really add much, but that's okay. But then, yes, I think this is a absolutely killer time to go ahead and end this episode. But I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I am so excited for all this because we're going to have so many materials now, especially as we get the next couple episodes are going to be focused on getting a bunch of power, because right now we don't have enough to run these guys with full upgrades, and that is precisely what I'm aiming to achieve. Is we're going to get some upgrades for these guys, and then we're going to have to worry about it using so much power that we're going to have to get more power, and then yeah, it becomes a vicious cycle until we can just until we just have millions of power and FE to worry about. So yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed, and I hope you guys have an amazing day. Have a good one.